welcome back. 'Tis a cold, brisk morning, but you don't feel it because you are in the confines of your cozy little dome, the bubble tent. As you wake from your slumber, you gather your equipments. Greg gives a good stretch, and you are able to continue westward down the long death road.
Let's go.
Long death road.
Rouse the camp. The creatures that are coming out of the rifts, does the time of day affect that, or is it possible that we can run into them whenever?
Roll a history check.
Roll like a history check. Not great. 6.
Amazing. You're not sure at all.
Okay.
The last time you fought him, it was late in the evening when you were at Egnar. It was still relatively daylight out.
Okay.
So the best you can guess is whenever.
Just be on the alert.
Just, yeah.
I am still gonna just walk besides Greg. I'm not gonna
Let everybody else have the ride.
calisthenics.
I'll walk on the other side.
Doing the oh. Get the blood flowing. It's good.
Get your bones right. Get everything in order. Hey Pike,
Yo.
how are you feeling today?
Fantastic.
Your tone seems very pointed right now.
I'm as good as can be.
Okay. I'm going to, as we gather camp up, I'm going to go over, pay a little attention to Greg, make sure his armor is on tight, make sure there's no chinks in it, and I'm ready to go. I'm just waiting on everybody else.
Perfect.
I'm going to take the head of the hook core and fashion it to the side of his armor, just because I don't want to lose that.
So it's just strapped onto the side of Greg, just so that
Almost like a paw print over one of his front legs.
It's very, yeah.
I'm just gonna start walking.
Okay.
I don't walk fast, so
Yeah.
no one's probably.
Can give yourself a little morning. Wake up and get your mind ready.
Are we traveling past where we saw those creatures appear? Make a detour back there, because I'd like to try something. If possible.
I mean, you can.
Are we
go,
backtracking to do that?
You can backtrack a little if you'd like to.
Yeah, I would just like to run back real quick and cast Detect Magic and see if I can see if there's any residual magic-y things happening where they popped out.
Sure. Roll an Arcana check for me.
17. 23.
Amazing. There's a little bit of residual energy. You still see that thin tear.
Yeah.
But you don't notice any abnormal pulses or
Okay.
anything like that. It's there, but it's very faint.
Is there any way that I could track it, or maybe get a forewarning if I like keep studying it or something like that. Maybe have like a blip.
Say with a 23, there probably wouldn't be any kind of like tracking or warning system,
Okay.
but you know, you've got kind of a sense of the types of magic that are at play in what's happening. and with that, you can kind of use your time to like really like think about it and go back over some notes.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
I'm just trying to study it because it's new magic and I'm passing.
Yeah, you're like making some notes and doing some like flipping back and forth between some pages.
That's all. I'll hop back to camp.
Alright, westward we go?
Westward. Everybody's saddled up.
Right? Let's get moving. We've got a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah. You travel for what seems like a few hours before you get to an area where the air around you seems to have a very dramatic shift in temperature. It's almost like walking through one of the doorways where they blow the hot air or the cool air on you, and everything gets this like balmy warmth, and then kind of dissipates back to the cold, gusting winds of the Jotunheim region.
Is it just like a specific like?
It's
or it just is like a wave of it?
It kind of hits you like a wave, and then as soon as it happens, it passes.
Okay.
It doesn't really happen.
Did anybody else feel that? Did it feel warmer to anybody?
What?
I said, does it feel warmer to anybody?
I guess.
Okay. I would like to kind of like look around and see if I can find a source of the balmy warmth.
Roll an investigation check.
Investigation?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be... I get nothing to those. 11.
Okay. While you're kind of moving around and checking for stuff, you do find a couple of like odd like trinkets, things that somebody maybe like dropped along the way. Nothing of value.
Okay.
Things that just kind of get like packed down in the snow a little bit, but nothing that you can seem to that would be a source of that warmth.
Okay. Are there any tracks around? Is there like possibly somebody else on the road?
You see, it's hard to tell with the tracks along this road just because of how the winds shift and move everything. It's traveled enough that the center portion of the road is slightly compacted a bit more, but that's the best you can tell.
Okay. I mean, I'm just going to keep going west.
Does this concern us or no?
I've learned that the less things that you let concern you, the better.
Okay. Onward ho.
I've learned that that's generally not the case.
Well, potato, tomato.
They find you anyway. I promise.
I'm just gonna keep walking.
About another hour goes by, and you see in the road ahead of you a very small, diminutive figure, kind of like off the side of the road, with a small camp set up.
Okay.
It appears that this person is having themselves a lunch. There's kind of a couple of bags, and there's like a little like crate deal set up. Keegan. Icafan.
Hello. You see a small gnome that has kind of dropped his traveling supplies and is off to the side resting. Notably, among them is just like a small burlap sack just a walking stick, and then a massive, it looks like a wooden crate that you see, like the glow of embers and smoke rising out of, like a chimney that he's that has 2 leather straps so he can carry it on his back.
Alright. I'm going to approach the gnome. Make myself known from a distance. Like, alright there! How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. I didn't expect to see anybody, but hi. You're not, and he like reaches for a mace that's at his side. You're not gonna be a problem, right?
No. You're fine. We have enough problems without having to start them with other people.
Tell me about it.
What are you doing here?
I suppose the same as you, traveling?
Where to?
I wish I could tell you. I'm trying to find my way in the world in such a way. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, my name is Beric.
Beric?
Beric. And
Beric.
Did you guys follow me, or did I just walk off on my own, as I tend to do?
Well, I believe we're in that direction. We're heading in that direction, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I would say we're just
You
a
just
couple
hear
feet behind
Beric
them.
yelling from like down the path.
I mean, that tends to be my MO, is shouting from a distance.
Yeah. You're a comfortable, like, 60 feet.
Yeah, there's no,
Hey!
no element of surprise here.
Right. I mean, I'm going to. These are my traveling companions. This is Zaith. We have Amrex here. I'm a little new to the group, so I'm still working on names. And this is Pike. And this, and I'm going to pat him on the head, is Greg.
Is there a pet in your box?
I wouldn't call it a pet, but I'm carrying animals with me. Yeah. It's my soot beehive.
Soot. Beehive.
Soot bee. Yes.
Soot bee. That's...
Surely you've heard
Sounds
of
normal.
the soot bees from Nidvalir.
Can't say that I have.
Can I see if I've heard of this?
Yeah, I also see
Yeah, go ahead and roll either a nature or a history check.
You said nature or history?
Nature or history.
Oh,
You
how
take your
great. I
choice
get
out.
a bonus to neither.
18.
15.
15.
15.
0 for both.
Amazing.
You're just like, what are bees? I don't
What's a
understand.
hive? I don't know.
Those aren't where from mine.
Yeah.
Do
So
I smack
Amrex,
'em?
Amrex, you're not from Nidvalir. You don't get out in that area at all. So they could be like, "What's a rabbit?" And you're like, "I don't know."
History or nature?
What is
Yeah.
wildlife?
19.
Nice.
Damn.
So the three of you have definitely heard of soot bees. You two know a fair amount about like the honey that they make is used to like brew delicious meads, and then there's more science behind it. But you know that they're pretty neat. They're pretty awesome. Not a lot of people tend to them though.
So you've surely heard of the soot bees of Nidvalir.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Okay. Yep. Lots of.
Yeah.
I have lots of. I have lots
I'm
of
a
pictures
beekeeper.
Like that.
They make a mighty fine mead.
So
That
are
they do.
trained? Can you attack
The
with
sl-
them? Or...
There. We'll catch up on them later.
Okay, fine. I don't need.
Interesting.
You're fine.
I've never seen a mobile hive before.
Oh yeah, we keep them like this at the apiary. These ones are just on a bit of a sojourn. I'm taking them out for a walk, as it were.
A day tripper? Okay.
The walkabout.
Yeah.
It's just a little trot. Well,
You're pretty far.
What about you all? What brings you out to the?
we are headed to
We're here to save the day.
the beacon in the town that I don't remember the name of because I wasn't paying attention.
Tharn.
Yeah, we're heading west towards Tharn.
What they said.
What's
Brings
Tharn?
us out here.
It's a bit of a complicated situation.
That's a really big
You're
question.
I've noticed by your lack of bees. Yes.
It's a long answer.
you
I can say my name.
Pike, why don't you explain
Explain what?
why we're here?
Oh my.
I am so here for this.
I mean, I can, if you want, I can answer, but it's going to be a much more dumbed down version.
I was just, do you want the short story or the long story?
Well, let's go with the bridge version since we're burning daily.
Okay, so, stuff went down, people joined cults, shit got crazy, tried to, put on big spells and stuff, and we came in and said, whoa, and put an end to that, and people were falling, hitting their heads and stuff like that, and it didn't quite finish, and we were like, woo! And, the town was like, heroes! And we got keys to the city, and then we left, and there was crazy stuff with like farms and stuff. Oh, that was before. We met a hag, and that was before. We met lots of people along the way. There were fires and magic stones, magic things you put together, and they do magic things, and I didn't know much about any of that stuff, but it was pretty wild. And but then suddenly we found out that, like, oh, you guys thought you saved the world, but you didn't. Oh, actually you ripped a huge hole in reality, and like now weird stuff's coming through. And we were like, oh, okay. And then I was on a boat, and I've never been on a boat before, and I don't think I like them. Because birds were attacking us from the sky, and then they were like, don't go to that island, and we were like, oh, okay. And so we found ourselves here, and there were tall ladies, and ice caves, and giants, and now we have a lizard friend, and...
Beardsgaard.
I'm going to be completely and utterly honest with you. I understood maybe 30% of that.
Me too.
If it makes you feel better, most of us don't understand what's happening exactly. I'm just here to fight shit.
I don't even know how I got here.
We won the boat.
Well, there was a boat, but then
There was
we
a
walked
boat,
here.
and then we walked.
Actually, you rode great for most of that.
Don't you remember we did the ice skating thing too, where we didn't fall over? Well, I fell over because
To give an abridged version of the abridged version, we are trying to stop these monsters from coming into our realm. I just completely fell out of my accent for a second.
the riff. the riff.
What he said, we are going to whatever that town was again to try to light the beacon.
Far.
That we are fighting monsters along the way. Would you like to come with us?
So who?
It's normal.
We provide protection.
Shelter.
We've done shelter, yes. Although you seem to be here to find yourself.
We've got some mighty fine ale.
Yeah, we do. And also, like, we've just done some. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've done some really cool shit, and I'm just here to do more.
Yeah.
I appreciate the offer, but from my limited ventures as a business person, I've learned two things. One, it's that handshakes are very important, and the other is that everything has a cost. So, like, what do I need to provide you in order to come along?
Meat.
Meat.
Yeah, I'm fine
Meat?
with that. Meat. I
Oh.
like spicy honey too. Like, I don't even need it in meat.
Yeah, I definitely have some meat. He pulls out a little, like, what would it be, like a half-liter bottle, dark amber glass with a wax seal on it. If it's just meat you want, I am happy to give. I don't have a lot of money, but I do with this.
You know, money is overrated.
I
You
agree.
paid for anything?
Yeah.
Have
No,
you
it's
paid for
not.
anything? I mean, I had to go on the
Very little.
with the doors. Yeah, it's mostly a lot of the barter system. It's what we've done.
So,
I got cool armor.
are you any good in a fight, perchance?
I can hold my own.
That's fine with me.
What's your weapon of choice?
He just gestures towards the hive of bees.
I like it.
You have
like
attack
it.
bees.
Like I said, I think this.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful partnership. And I'm
What?
going to put out my hand to shake it.
I just roll one, roll two, roll one. shake your hand emphatically. Yes.
Nice.
So,
Yeah. Let me just get packed up. And he goes behind this massive hive that's about the size of him. Just puts both of the straps on and whoop, pops it right up.
I like him.
You hear a buzzing and a rumbling, and extra smoke kind of starts to sputter out of it momentarily before settling down.
Okay.
Did they ever escape? On purpose or not on purpose? No.
Do the bees ever
Yeah.
escape? They're free to come and go.
They just like you.
Something like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's continue on. We've got a ways to go. I'd say we're probably about 70 miles at least.
Yeah, it's just about.
Okay.
A couple days journey. Just as a fair warning, we consider running into danger and monsters a little bit less of a will and more of a when. We just fought this thing last night. I'm gonna grab the head off of Greg, just kind of hold it out. Be like,
He
we
holds
fought
up the
this.
head of a hook horror. It's this gnarly
Ah.
bird skull
Uh,
looking thing.
I ripped his head off while it was still alive. And
Yeah, you clearly won, so
That-
that's encouraging.
It was yeah. I'm gonna hang it back up. It was a bit scary. Things got a bit hairy there for a second. I know all about things getting hairy.
Because you're a cow, yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Alright, let's go. Do you want to ride on Greg? He's not gonna hurt you, I promise.
I'm fine on my feet. I've been on them most of the time I've been out anyways.
Alright. Journey onwards.
Gnomes are built for long distances. I've been told.
Sturdy.
Out of character, how tall are you?
I am I'm a gnome. I am roughly 4'2". Yes.
Okay, I'm like 3'8", so
So he's got a few inches on him.
yeah, that's great. Okay,
But he's lithe.
I
He's
did
very-
not realize you were that short.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's very
We're the freaks in this one.
spindly looking.
Because you're what, like?
I'm
you're
7'2", yeah.
Yeah, you're 7'2". I'm 7'2". Amrex is you're like what, 6?
I believe I'm BB 6'10".
Nice. Yeah.
So
That's okay.
yeah, right at my.
Yep.
Fabulous. Pushing on through the snow.
See sand.
Hmm?
Do we see sand?
Roll a perception check. At disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
For Santa.
For Santa. So what's disadvantage?
You roll
roll
twice, take the
again.
lower.
Oh. 12.
Yeah.
Oh, perception. Plus 2, so that'd be 14.
Okay. You've heard tell of this claw saint, and you've been keeping an eye out while you've been up here, and kind of like popped back into your mind now, meeting this other creature, and the smoke from the beehive sparked your memory, and you're like, ooh, is he around? Is it a thing? Is he here? Is he watching us?
He's always watching.
He's always watching, but I cannot see him. So he eludes you yet again.
Yeah. Let's continue on.
All right. And a couple more hours into the, will this be like late afternoon? You see there's a small amount of like snow that seems to be like disturbed on the side of the road, almost like an impact hit and like skidded. And you see at the end of the trail of it, there's a what looks like it could be like a small cylindrical object with something attached to it.
I mean,
Can I detect to see if it's magic?
Yes. You would have to get a little closer to it for it to work. I believe it's a 30-foot range on detect magic.
Yeah, I have divine sense.
Divine
Is that
sense.
good and evil?
Mm-hmm.
Since anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend, undead within system that is not behind total cover.
Okay.
I'll notice that it's there, but I don't know anything about that stuff, so.
Yeah.
Do you all usually establish a perimeter, or I guess you're the experts here, so I don't.
I mean, I kind of just like walk up and touch things, but that's buried me in the past, so.
We are no experts.
If you want to detect magic, just give me 10 minutes and watch my back.
I can try to grab it from afar with my friends here.
That's
if that works
great.
for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Do we want to?
Can we have?
I mean, do you think it's going to harm them? I don't want to put them in
Yeah.
harm's
At
way.
this point,
but-
anything's a possibility. I would hate for them to get hurt too.
Let's do the detect magic,
Detect magic first, then
Yeah,
you
yes.
grab it?
and then if it's good, then yeah, we'll let you grab it. So
So
Sure.
while they're formulating the precise aspects of the plan, you take your 10 minutes to cast detect magic as a ritual. All right, so you take your time, you cast detect magic on this object that you can see in the snow. It does have some magic to it.
Okay.
When you, I want this for flavor too. When you use detect magic, how does that come back to you? Do you get it in like flashes of color? Is it scent? Is it like a feeling? Like how does that?
I would say that she has her book open because she's reading it, and her eyes will flash like a super light blue, and then in her head she just starts seeing runes, and then that's how she deciphers what's what.
Okay.
So
the runes that appear to you in your mind, so that this is invocation magic.
okay.
That is emanating from this scroll case.
So do I think that that's harmful, or
I mean,
I don't know what invocation magic is.
invocation.
It's like summoning magic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
summoning.
summoning.
So and it could be anything. So you have no idea what it would summon, just that it is magic of that particular type.
Would I say it looks like a scroll in a cylinder?
Absolutely,
Okay.
100%. You're like, as soon as you get within like a little bit more sight, to get that flash and that sense from what's in it, you're just like, oh, dope! It's a spell scroll, invocation magic. Great. Cool.
So I will relay that to you all, and I'll be like, Mr. B-Man, you'd be so kind to bring it over.
My name is Ichafan, and that's what you can call me, but yes, absolutely, I will get right on that. And I make some, like, guttural buzzes towards my hive as if I'm having a conversation with my bees. And you see a small swarm of soot bees come out of the apiary and attempt to pick up the scroll or object or whatever it is. Is it more than 10 pounds?
No.
Excellent.
I've
Then
got
they
my
can
battle
then they
axe.
can lift it.
I got my battle axe and
Yes.
shield ready, just in case.
As the bees swim around and lift it up out of the snow, you get a better sight on the case itself, and the thing that was attached to it seems to be a severed hand that's just like frozen on it. And the bees bring it over and set it down on the ground in front of you.
Well, you don't see that every day.
I'll pick it up.
No, I have not. Is this normal?
Not it.
I mean, no, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised with the stuff we've seen, but
Okay.
yeah.
I'll pick it up, take the hand off, throw the hand over to Greg, see if he wants to eat it.
It is a very, very loud and almost echoing crunch. That hand is frozen.
It's like a pop.
Yeah.
And then I won't break the seal or anything, but I'll just investigate it closer just to see if my assumptions were correct that it is a type of magical scroll.
100%.
Okay.
It is.
I don't wanna-
It's the case. It's the scroll case itself, and you know that inside is a spell scroll that bound into it is a spell.
Okay. We'll deal with this later.
Okay.
I'm not gonna pull out a scroll in the middle of the death road.
No, that's fine.
Is that what we're calling this now? Is the
Yeah,
death
no,
road?
that's actually the technical term.
I believe
for it.
that's what it's
The
called.
technical term is the death road.
Long road of
The
death.
bros
Sorry,
at
this is
Agnar-
called the what?
The
Long
death
road-
road.
The
Long road of death.
Death road.
long death road. That's what the bros up at Egnar referred to it as.
I mean, you've been traveling it on a while, I assume.
Sure. You are making an assumption that I knew where I was.
You lost.
Not exactly. I'm good at reading the land, not so much reading maps.
This is
Um,
Alright, well, on that note, let's go.
Yeah.
Man.
So why are you so afraid of a piece of paper?
I'm not afraid of it. I know it's magic. I
Sure.
just don't want to open up said magic thing on the road of death when I could do it in my tiny hut where like it's enclosed. You don't
So
have
you
to
would
be in the
rather
hut.
open up something that might be trapped or harmful in a small enclosed space
Yeah, like
instead of out in the open.
I mean, if you'd rather me open it now, I'm open up to debate. Like,
I don't
I
wanna
don't
open
know
it at
anything
all.
about this. I'm just trying to ask questions
I
and
don't want to
learn.
open it at all.
I was like-
Because whoever opened it last time lost a hand. I'm not volunteering for that.
Well, no, they never got around to opening it. I think that's the issue.
maybe we
They
should have
were like-
investigated the hand.
They were gonna be like, I'm gonna throw the scroll, and I'm gonna like, in character, I'm gonna shake my leg. I'm gonna throw the scroll. Ah, my hand! Like,
No, maybe they put it in there for a reason.
suddenly, it's no longer.
Well, I would know that like by itself, like a magical scroll is not dangerous. Like, it's inert until you say the spell.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so like I
So it's not like
explained
a
that
genie's
it's-
gonna.
No, like I have to
Okay.
actually like
Alright.
invoke the spell
But what if,
magically before anything happens.
but what if it's cursed and forces you to cast the spell?
Then I'm cursed. That's why I don't want to do it in the middle of curses.
Look, magic is tricky, okay? Magic's like
I'm gonna go alone by myself.
Take my hat.
I pour myself a drink.
Do you do magic? Those bees looked like magic. Like how you talk to them.
I mean, I can speak, much like any gnome, I can speak to small animals, but magic, especially your type of magic, is not something I'm familiar with.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just kind of listen to nature, and sometimes it listens back.
That's deep. That's real deep.
That's not
Druidic.
druidic.
Is it?
I'm just gonna
Totally
start.
fine.
She's got the scroll.
Focused on task at hand. You're like,
Yep.
great, cool,
Task.
found a thing.
Cast that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you like that?
I'm gonna climb on top of Greg and just spend the remainder just staring at this.
Okay.
Checking it out.
Do we happen to see the body that the hand was attached to?
You can roll a perception or investigation check. How hard are you looking?
I don't see a single thing.
Fantastic.
That is a nat one.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna help.
Okay, so that'll give you advantage.
I no longer care. I have the magic scroll.
Yeah.
My character's just going, well, and just
Oh, investigation. Oh, yeah, -1. Yeah, a 10. I don't see nothing.
Not much in the way. Well, Pikes is helping, so you got advantage on that one if you so desire.
I'm just gonna look.
got to get a different dice.
Just wicked.
I can't find one.
Yeah. There does not seem to be any sign of
Didn't have it.
a body or any other part that this hand had been attached to.
I've completely lost interest.
Yeah, you're already ahead. And Pike is still there, like, huh? Huh?
So this is why he found me first, as opposed to the rest of you lagging behind. He just kind of walks off like this.
Yep.
Is anyone else standing near me?
I'm on
Amrex and Icaphan are still near you.
Okay. I'm just wondering. Okay, there's a hand, but there's no body. I'm wondering if the body just poofed, or if the hand was carried here by someone else who maybe was carrying the scroll.
Or the bodies.
Now, I'm not a big city adventurer like you lot, but is it possible that and you told me this during your abridged recap, that this person could have come out of one of these portals as it closed, leaving the body behind in one place, and the hand here?
I don't think so, because the these creatures are falling out of like
Holes.
the gut. We can see
Gall.
it, right?
Yeah.
You can see the gaw
Gall.
northerly in the sky.
They're coming out of the gut, and I point to it.
Oh, I thought that was the Aurora Borealis.
No, and the holes don't close themselves. You can still see the rift, if you will.
Like the pinpoints you're saying that popped up of those things? Yeah, they eventually closed up, didn't they?
I think
No.
they just kind of, but they're still there.
You can still see.
They're still there. They're just not like actively torn open, but now there is like a hole,
Oh,
or
that's terrifying.
or at least like a seam. You know, it's like a
Like
fabric. It kind of moves a little bit, and like pantyhose.
Like when a glass
once you
cracks,
get a
but the
little
bottle
tear in
doesn't
it,
shatter.
then it just yeah.
I rolled a 21 perception as I've walked ahead to see if I see anything like above us, if I've like crested a hill or just
Yeah,
looking off in the distance.
Yeah, give yourself a vantage point to kind of gain some space ahead. About, I mean, like far out. We're talking 10 to 15 miles away. You found a good vantage point. You do see just the tiniest flicker of like a campfire.
Okay.
It is, but it's maybe a day out. Yeah.
If there's just a hand, could there have been something that ate the body?
Greg ate the head.
You're not here.
True.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But it was
I'm assuming
severed.
Greg is following you, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
But it was severed, right? It was cut. It wasn't like it was gnawed off. Or
I don't think they
It
ever
was-
made that distinction.
It was a little. Yeah, you never really
no,
got
but through
that
Greg
close of a
vision.
look at it.
Okay.
Focus more on the squirrel, less on the.
You're like,
disembodied.
oh, and that's a hand. Yeah. I would say though that you would have discerned it was a fairly clean break, but not something that would have been like a weapon. So it wouldn't have been like a sword or an axe or something that took this off, but something sharp for sure.
I mean, whoever cut it off, it was a good slice. I mean, you really got to hand it to him.
no. The answer to that is no.
They're living in the digital age.
I quit.
As you kind of see this camp in the distance, you relay this to the party, or what do you do with this new information that you now have?
They seem to be occupied with their discussion about the scroll and what to do with it. How
More about how the hand got
the
there.
the hand has been eaten by Greg,
I'm
so I
worried
feel like
about
it is a moot point. Yeah, that one was bad even for me. How far away from the group have I wandered aimlessly?
It wasn't quite aimless. You were just looking for some high ground, but I'd say maybe 120-ish feet.
Okay.
I would say I'm on the back of Greg, and Greg has followed you, so.
Yeah.
But I'm completely entranced in
Yeah.
scroll life.
Greg's kind of like half like sprawled on the side of the little like hill area, just catching some cool breeze.
I will. That is very much not my character. I'm just going to kind of shout towards the
crew.
Picus and Amrex and Icaphan that there's a campfire. So I'm just going to be like, I understand that you are all concerned about this scroll, but there's a campfire up ahead. And I'm not really trying to. I'm shouting it.
Yeah.
All right. I think we can shelve this conversation. Let's check this out.
We've got a job to do. Walk and talk.
Walk up and join there.
Like it's a good 10 miles. So riding on Greg, if you're taking Greg, it'll still be a few hours before you reach them.
Okay.
So you got time to converse along the way.
Alright.
I am picturing a very Monty Python-esque discussion about swallows and scrolls. But instead of swallows, we're talking about scrolls and severed hands.
We continue west. Is it on the path? Or is it like off? It's off in the distance.
It only looks like there's one
it's hard to
path.
see if it's like on the path, but
Okay.
yeah, it's in line.
Okay. It's there.
It doesn't look like it's trying to be conspicuously hidden or anything.
Okay, yeah. I say we all just carry on.
I'll take the time to cast Identify on the scroll. So.
You like, should open it and take the scroll out to see. As you open the scroll to see what is on there, it is 3 words written upon this. Klaatu, Barada, Nikto.
Nikto?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody know what language that is?
I do.
What language is that?
I know. As a rune, as like one of my subclasses, I know all language.
Okay.
Or I understand any spoken or written language, and it takes me a minute to read that page.
Is the you can kind of like see the overlay of letters like lift and shift and translate themselves into some kind of translation. Whatever rune shows up as like the error 404 for you is what you see. The meaning to these words is nonsense. But you do understand that the intention put into them is what would activate you.
So I have no idea what I would be summoning, but I could summon it.
It is an open phrase, essentially. You put the meaning into the words when you say it.
It's like the power of the cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, you can summon a Gobi out of that. Who knows?
Okay.
So you could make it whatever you wanted, basically?
Yeah. Klaatu, Barada, Nikto.
Okay. I don't say that.
No, but if you did, you could say it in whatever way you want.
So I can basically make my own spells, what you're saying?
Kind of.
Okay.
You know, Barada's really good with like some bruschetta, like crostini.
Love cheese.
You just see me get more and more frustrated as the hours go by because I don't 100% understand what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
And I'm just like furious scribbling and like muttering in different languages.
Great,
Yeah.
now we got 2 losing their damn minds.
Oh, I hate you.
Huh?
I know exactly what this is.
Oh, you're welcome. With that, let's see, it's pre-sundown. So it is starting to dim a little bit in the sky. And you're making, like, Greg's just shuffling through. Snow's kicking up left and right. Before you reach that campsite, you see a shape move from a pile of boulders, and it looks almost like a deep red shadow that kind of slides down out into the snow towards the middle of the road.
Okay. It's going to be a 14, 15.
What are you trying to do?
See if I know what it is. It's just a deep red shadow.
It's just that's what you see. You see this deep red shadow kind of like float down off of these boulders to the snow, underneath the snow a little bit, and kind of move towards you on an intersecting path that Greg is on.
Okay, so here's the path.
Yep.
What's outside the path?
So you're heading west. So to the north of you
What's like
is
directly,
mountains.
Like if I was to step off the path, is it like trees? Is it bushes?
It's mostly scattered boulders along the northern side as the mountains go back up immediately off. To the south of you, you see there's a small grove of trees from where you are on, Greg. It's about 60 feet.
Okay.
And then just beyond that is more ice that juts up.
I'm going to.
in between, like on that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slow down.
So there's not really anything.
Greg skitters to a stop.
Is it continuing towards us still, or do we not see the moon?
And when it dipped down into the snow, you just saw that it was kind of heading on that intersect path. So it's
Okay.
somewhere in front of you, I'd say about 50 to 80 feet. Somewhere.
Am I able to climb up on the boulders?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna jump up onto or climb up onto the top of one of the boulders.
Okay.
I'm gonna slide off the back of Greg
Mhm.
and just get by.
Why have we stopped?
There was a.
I'm still reading this.
There was a weird. A shadow, but not the color of shadows. It was like red.
Just dove into the arm up on the thing.
Yeah.
I'll put my scroll away safely into my.
Roll it back up.
Yep, like that's annoying.
Put that away.
and then. Do you guys want me to like detect my personal brand?
I mean, if you want to, yeah. It definitely seemed magical, or it just seemed like a bad thing. Is there any boulders nearby that I could, like, pick up and, like, throw to try to land it where I saw it go in the snow?
Make a perception check.
They look like big caverns.
18?
Picture.
No boulders that you would be able to throw, but there's a few, decent-sized rocks.
Okay. I want to just pick one up and kind of, like, yeah.
Give it a lob.
Yeah, give it a lob in the general direction of said beastie.
Okay. Go with a dexterity plus your proficiency.
Heard it. 21.
You see Barrick pick up this softball-sized rock and just lob it out. As it impacts the snow, right near where it lands, you see burst up and out this red, fleshy, almost formless shape covered in like sinew and eyeballs, and like all over its body are small and large mouths with rows and rows of teeth that almost sink into its own form, and it rushes you. So I need everybody to roll initiative.
What the fuck?
I don't like this.
Initiative for everybody.
I did for me it was a 24, for Greg it was a 16.
$13.
Well,
20. 18 plus 2.
5.
And 5 for Icafan.
initiative.
Oh, love it.
Alright, a 13. 13.
Oh, 13 for you then. Amazing.
You go first because you have the higher dex. You go first because you have the higher dex. Right? Is that how you rule that?
Technically, unless you wanted to roll each other for it.
No, I'm good. Roll.
Could you also?
Yes.
Yeah.
Roll off.
Swap that. Cool. So, Barrick, you're up first.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. So this fleshy, aberrant mass is rushing you. This is what you see.
Delicious.
Yeah. That sounds about what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So
we can-
I am going to take bonus action on my turn. Cast Shield of Faith on myself. Armor class boost. And then I am going to I don't know what I'm doing. This seems like a thing that I don't want to get up close and personal with. Which is most things that I have ended up getting up close and personal with.
This is true.
But I'm going to take out my throwing hammer
Okay.
and just and just whip it.
Okay. Roll that attack.
So that is plus dex plus proficiency, right?
Yeah, it would be your dex plus proficiency for that attack.
Oh yay!
Throw it.
I rolled well. That's gonna be I have nothing to dex, but 22 to hit.
22 hits.
All right.
Roll that glorious damage.
I don't remember what the damage for throwing hammer is.
D6, D4, D6.
Plus strength, or just base D6. I'm right here. It's just a D6 base.
Yeah.
That's gonna be 5 damage.
5 damage.
Bludgeoning.
As the hammer impacts the body of this, you see it kind of like almost gets sucked in a little bit and kind of makes that wet sound on impact.
That's what I was afraid of.
The handle's still sticking out a little, but it's in there.
Thank God I got that axe. That is my turn.
All right. That brings us to Amrex. You see Barrick just huck the hammer at this weird red eyeball covered mass. Greg gives a little shift around. The moment you leap from him, he kind of like skirts around the other way to give you a wide berth and a good line of sight.
And no one's in front of me.
Direct line between you and the thing. Yes, you're good. You have a clear shot.
So, lightning breath, I'm good.
Yeah.
Alright, that's what we're going to do. We'll try that first. Because everything else I have isn't going to... I have to be too close, I think. So, I am going to use my lightning breath.
Right on. There's a dex save for the creature.
Hold on. Lightning breath. Breath weapon, once per short rest. DC 12. Type determined by.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's an 18. Its form kind of like slithers and moves, and from the impact of the hammer, it is able to dodge just a little bit.
Which on a breath weapon doesn't it still take half damage, or is it?
Yeah, it would be half damage.
Yeah.
Oh, you still get the roll. I just take half.
That's 2d6.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries.
5, so it's.
Right. Now it is the creature's turn. You see that as it's moving, it's doing this kind of like jelly slither kind of motion where it like goes down and like crests back up, almost like a wave of boneless flesh. It is going to rush up. The closest one is probably going to be Barrick.
Yep.
And it is going to spit at you.
Oh. I have a feel like I should have casted protection from poison.
I'm going to need you to make a dexterity save.
God. $16.
16 saves. So it hucks the spit at you, and you dodge it, and then it comes in to get you with a bite.
Okay.
That is... that's a 13.
Oof, that does not hit.
Oof. Yeah. That is it. And you hear it, just kind of this like incessant babbling chitter, like. Now that you're closer to it.
Delicious. After it makes like I dodge both attacks, I'm just be like, that is disgusting.
Yeah. All right. We've got Greg and then Zaith.
So you're gonna roll for a recharge.
Okay, roll for a recharge real quick, and then I need Greg to make a wisdom save.
Okay, I rolled a 5, which I don't believe recharge. Does it only recharge on a 6?
Only 6.
Okay, cool. Wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have his stats.
Oh,
but I'm
that's
pretty
right.
sure that is not going to add much to wisdom.
That's right.
I'm on top of this piece, just so you know.
Yeah, I know. Well, he
Uh-huh.
just he didn't roll well. He did not roll well.
It's a +0.
Yep. He rolled a 2. So
Yeah.
2 on that save.
So
He is frightened, I'm assuming.
kind of.
Oh, great.
So no reactions. And then I'm gonna need on his next turn, I will need you to roll a d8 for him. But we'll get to that at the next round. Zaith, you are up.
Alright, so I was still on top of Greg. Did he move away or is he still there?
This is all kind of happening at the same time.
Alright, so
Yep.
I'm gonna hop off Greg and
Yep.
swing to where like I have just a straight line at the creature with no one within 5 feet of him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do cast lightning bolt.
He's gonna be about 5 feet from him.
Oh, he is.
He's all up in my business.
He's all up in your business.
I mean,
Never mind.
if you're casting lightning bolt, you're casting lightning bolt.
fair.
Well, no, I'm not gonna smack you, but
You already said it. We'll burn that bridge when we get to
You
it.
can. There is a clear line of sight to this creature. It does take up a fair amount of space, but yeah, he's gonna be. He's close.
okay, I'm gonna say sorry, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rune cast. Create a life rune. So basically, I'm gonna give you 15 temporary hit points, and then I'm gonna blast this dude with lightning bolt, and hopefully that 15 will negate some of the damage that you're about to take. So
Let's do it.
I'll allow it.
yeah, so
Wait, you said lightning bolt?
yeah, lightning bolt.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So, but you got 15 freebies.
Uh,
So
Is it temporary?
it-
15 temps?
Yep. And then he has to make a dexterity save. I love you so much.
It's all right. We're in this one together.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. 16.
Why do you keep rolling that die?
I don't know. I need to get rid of it.
Alright, so he saves. What'd you roll? Oh my god. Okay, I'm rolling 86.
Did you say 8d6?
You're taking oh god. Okay.
No, I'm not taking half anything. Let's do it.
It's lightning bolt, baby.
You were supposed to save.
No, I have no
Wow.
plus dexterity.
You're supposed to say that.
That's
I
why
feel like I've been in this situation before.
I yelled sorry
Where-
and gave you a 15 bucks.
where I cast the lightning bolt
That's good. I didn't
and
roll
told
very
the
well.
two most dexterous characters to make a dex save, and then they both failed, and I almost killed them.
So 24.
Okay.
So minus 15 for you, and then
Okay.
half of 24 is 12.
12.
I rolled like shit.
Okay, so I
I
only
was
took,
like, that's not too bad.
I only
Okay.
took 9 full damage. My hair is like.
You look like you got static shocked beyond belief. So all of your hair is just.
It's a little singed.
Okay, that's not terrible.
So that's my turn.
I'm just gonna take that lightning bolt. I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna say anything. I'm just taking it.
Yeah.
I said sorry.
Angry cow noises. That's.
Oh.
Right on.
Okay, I can only do that once.
All right. We got Picus and then Icaphan.
I'm gonna. Can I toss my iron stone into the air and then have it start rotating my head?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that a bonus action or an action?
I'll give that one to you as part of the prep movement as you were going to run and climb. Just kind of.
Okay. And then I'm going to I'm just gonna hit it with my bow.
Sniping away. It is currently engaged with one of your allies, so this would be sneak attack. Sometimes it's good to be close.
Sure it is.
25 to hit.
Woo! Yeah.
And then, so I do my attack and then plus my sneak attack, right?
Yes. So you roll all them d6s.
So 3 d6s, right?
Yes.
$13 damage.
Nice.
How do I always manage to find myself in this situation? This thing doesn't have a head I can rip off. That's like my go-to move.
And a lot of teeth.
There's a lot of teeth and a lot of eyes.
Pop an eye out.
Dozens.
Dozens.
All over. Just
Whoa.
smack myself in the face. Dozens of eyes all over. There's so many eyes. I've only got 4. Cool. Pike, is anything else for you?
Am I able to do a cantrip as a bonus, or are those?
It depends on the cantrip.
If the cantrip is a bonus action, it'll
Oh.
tell you
What do you
under
have
the
to
spell.
I was thinking about doing the blade ward.
Blade Ward's a full action,
Okay.
I believe. Pretty sure it's a full action.
Yeah, you wanna-
Most cantrips are.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I really can't hide it anywhere up there. Unless I
Not
was
really.
to kind of like slink, if there's like an edge on the back that I can like slink down. Something.
You can try. I'd say go ahead and make your stealth check with disadvantage. All right, so roll the.
Stuff. 26. That's what this is.
Disadvantage?
Yep.
Jesus Christ, fucking
Gross.
rogues. Okay.
Rolled 18 and
You-
17.
You've been hanging out with Greg a lot, and you've seen how Greg likes to flatten himself down into the snow, and you're just like, I could do that, and you just flatten yourself down on top of this boulder, and yeah, and you get to you feel very hidden, obscured.
Where'd that arrow come from?
What? All right, Ichafan. These
Right.
new
Ichathan's gonna.
Yeah, these new friends of yours, they told you that things were getting weird around here. And, oh boy, oh geez, they're weird.
Right, so Ichathan's gonna drop the hive, free action, and he's going to shout out and say, "You know, it appears that we both lied a little before. There is a third rule to business that I know. First is that a handshake means something. Second is that it's always something for something. And third is never show your full hand right up front." And he's going to make a low buzzing noise, and the entirety of the hive is going to swarm onto him, both on his mace and on his boots. He's going to burn his bonus action to cast Zephyr Strike. That's the bees on the boots. And they begin flying him in a full sprint towards the monster. And I am going to make my attack roll an advantage from that spell.
Yep,
Jesus Christ.
So
I
he
should have
is-
known.
This seems
So that is going to be a 23 to hit.
That absolutely hits.
Excellent. So the things that are going to trigger here, I'm going to get a d6 plus 3 for my mace.
Yep.
I am going to use my ranger skills to mark the monster as a favored foe, giving me an additional d4. And then because I hit my
is that a bonus
storm
action?
triggers,
Is favored foe a bonus action?
favored foe and gathered swarm are both special actions and can be done on the same turn.
Because they're features. Okay.
Yep, they're features. So favored foe is going to trigger, and gathered swarm is going to trigger. I'm going to choose the additional damage on gathered swarm, and then I get a D8 of force from the Zephyr Strike.
Okay. Do some quick maths. Also, Picus, your sneak attack, your level 5 now, is 3 additional d6. So roll 1 more d6. Beautiful.
Total, that is going to be 19 plus 3, 22.
22 points of damage from
Yep.
the
Do
now...
you care if it's piercing or bludgeoning at all?
What is it?
Some of it's bludgeoning, some of it's piercing, some of it's force.
Give me just specifically the force damage.
The force damage in this case is... the force damage is 11 points of that 22.
Okay.
And then the second part of Zephyr Strike triggers, and I get to, or whether I hit or miss, my walking speed increases by 30 until the end of that turn. So I get to just be on out of there, back to where I was, baby.
Well, I'll be.
Buzz, buzz.
That seems cool and super complicated. Derek is not here for it. Suddenly there was a cannonball.
It is very flashy.
Yeah.
It is that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my turn.
Amazing. Wow. Okay.
I've been waiting months to do that.
It's a process. That brings us back to the top of the turn, top of the round. Derek.
I do not like this thing. It has spit at me.
Yes.
It has bit at me.
Yep.
There's this fucking cannonball out of nowhere. I'm in
Covered
this
in
now.
bees.
I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds. I'm going to cast, which is a 2nd level spell. I'm going to cast it at a 3rd level.
Amazing.
And that is a
One
melee
miss.
spell attack against the creature.
Okay.
Please, God, let this work. That's a nat 20. What the fuck?
Wow.
That's the one you got the nat 20 on last game.
I don't even know why you roll your.
I know.
threes.
These die.
It's,
So that's a nat 20.
yes.
And that is going to do 4d10 necrotic damage.
Uh-huh.
Do you double?
Yeah, and then what do you want me to do? Crit roll.
Crit roll is double the dice.
Double the dice.
You double. You can either roll twice as many physical dice, or you can roll your normal amount of dice and then just double whatever had been rolled.
It just sounds
And
like.
then you add modifiers.
Well, first off.
Yeah, there you go.
Um,
In the interest of brevity, and to save you from doing a lot of math, unless you really want to, that's gonna do it.
I kind of want to do the math.
You can go ahead and do the math, and then I'll
Because I'm going to
You need D10.
what
smite this thing off the very planet that we are
what do
standing
you
on.
use as your instrument of delivery?
I am the battle axe.
This is battle axe.
That I have.
So
Okay.
Barrick rears back and just the angriest cow noise
I got one more in here.
sinks the battle axe into the body, the carapace of this thing. It splits down into one of its mouths as you feel the teeth graze upon your forearm.
9, 18, 27, 37, 40, 48, 50, 53 necrotic damage.
goodness. You dig deep into its body, and you can feel it just, whatever this creature is made of is just solidly all the way through. It's just this weird meat jelly consistency now that your hand is like in it. And you pulse and twist with the axe, and you shoot this just wave of necrotic energy into its body. The rest of you see Barrick's arm just go in, and the whole thing starts to kind of like almost look like it boils from the inside out. And there's just like faint bits of smoke emanating from its mouths. The eyeballs start to pop, and it just full slime explosion. You're covered.
Yeah. This is gonna take a while to get out.
No amount of bleach.
Yeah.
It's gonna get that out. Who else is relatively close?
I mean, I would say.
Thank you.
Close-ish. I need Zaith, Ikafan, and Amrex. I'll give you a chance to make a dex save to see how.
I am 30 feet away from this thing.
Oh yeah, you're 30 feet away. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just make the save, B-boy.
Yeah, you can make the save.
20.
Done.
17.
17.
20.
You said dex?
Yeah,
13.
13. Fair. Just a mite scattering on your boots, and you're good. You two are fine. You have no residual goo upon you. Well done.
I'm going to wipe the goo out of my eyes and turn to the rest of the group and just go, I got it! I need a bath.
I'm gonna call over Greg and go, get to town. See if he'll lick them off.
Oh, God.
Actually, I need.
You still need the.
I need a D8 for Greg.
No. My baby. That's a D6. 5.
5. Greg seems to be relieved that this thing is no longer there and being threatening, but does not approach. Like, he's something about it. Greg wants nothing to do with this thing.
His proverbial hackles are raised.
Yeah, he's like, nope, don't like that.
I'm going to start to approach him and just kind of like slime, like.
Yeah. Kind of backs up a little bit.
Yeah. It's me. It's me. Is it the, I'm gonna like eye to eyes with him and be like, is it the goo?
Just it's like, yeah, it's like an animal is like you're trying to give it the medicine. It's like, no, I don't want it. Go away.
That's. I'm just gonna look at him and just kind of.
Yeah.
Fair.
What does Greg sound like?
Greg is a frost salamander. He's a very big, cold-loving lizard. If he's not making any sounds at the moment, but while you were with them, you would hear him make some sounds like
I am going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
I gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with our boy.
Wonderful. What do you ask or say to Greg?
What's wrong, bud?
Stuff is gross. Very gross.
Mhm.
Don't like it. Smells bad. Get away.
Are you gonna be okay?
Get away.
As I'm standing here, like,
Yeah. You're like,
You wanna go roll over in the clean snow?
yes. Like clean snow.
Go to
Clean
the clean
snow.
snow.
And he goes away from you, and the rest of completely circumvents the splat radius.
I'm gonna look at Ichabod
Starts
and be like,
rolling in the snow.
is it the goo?
It's the goo.
I figured as much. I'm not a fan of this. Let's go.
Roll around in the snow.
I don't think that's gonna help me.
It's gonna help a little.
I will go roll in the snow.
Sure.
Actually,
Do you know thaumaturgy?
I do know thaumaturgy.
Ah.
That could help you.
Yes, it can.
Just like
So good prestidigitation.
I do not know that.
I know. Ah.
I'm just gonna have the bees pick it off of me slowly.
You can do like a patch of fur.
So, I mean, really, it doesn't, because there's nothing on thaumaturgy that lets me clean myself.
Nope.
So, that's not going to help me at all. Yeah, I'm going to go roll.
But you're rolling the snow a little.
Snow.
Kind of
I'm going to
find
find a big hill and
rocky
just roll
bits.
down it.
Yeah. It helps a bit. It gets most of it off and freezes some of the others, so it's a little easier to pick off. But yeah, it's going to take you a while.
Yeah.
You're going to have to walk in front of us there.
I've been walking the whole time.
Well, no, I mean, you're going to have to walk a little farther in front of us.
It's like, don't worry, we'll make a fire and boil you some water
Off to the
and
side.
dump you.
Depends on which way the wind's blowing.
I was going to say, he might have to walk behind
Yeah, we
us.
don't want to be downwind.
Downwind.
I'm just going to defeatedly start walking back down the road.
Surprisingly, though, the rest of you don't really notice any kind of like scent from
okay.
this stuff. But whatever it is, Greg absolutely cannot stand it.
So
I mean,
were,
it doesn't smell good, but it's...
were we close to that campfire thing before this thing slithered into our way?
You're still about like 4 miles,
Okay.
3-4 miles. So it might be another hour or so. As Barrick takes the time to ungoo himself, and you gather any of your other stuff, you can retrieve your hammer now. By the way,
Okay. Oh,
it's there. It's a little dirty.
yeah.
Maybe half hour after you've gotten yourselves cleaned up and continuing on westward, you see another group heading towards you. Among them are you first see a very tall, probably about 8 to 10 foot tall frost giant. Just like straps of fur and leather, and up over the shoulders this just massive sword, glistening in the starlight as the evening rolls in. Next to him is a Leonin in full shining armor, carrying a mace in one hand, with a big bag strapped across the other side. And between the two of them is a polar bear. And on the back of this polar bear, you see 3 dwarves riding. The giant stops, puts an arm out, and puts one hand up and signals.
Are we still where we are? Or
You
did we start walking?
you started
I,
walking.
Like, climbed down.
Yeah, you've climbed down. You're back, path bound.
So I hopped back up on.
You back on Greg? Okay.
I'm gonna stand up, which I don't even know if you can see me,
Sure.
but I'm also gonna wave.
All right.
I'll say hello in giant or hail.
He responds back in giant. Hail, traveler. At which point the Leonin starts to stride forward, puts the mace away. Friends, welcome. Hello, hi. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Nice of you to be on the road. Oh my. Amrex, is that you?
Do I know who this person is?
You know exactly who this is. There's a small pit in your stomach clenches. This is Rinradir. You've worked a job or two with him before in the past. He's a lot.
When you say Leonin, do you mean like Lion Man?
Yep.
Okay.
He is a lion man, full mane, just billowing in the wind.
Aslan.
Kind of. It's good to see you, friend. You found some new compatriots to travel with. Welcome. Nice to meet you all. I am Sir Rinradir. These are my compatriots here. Kispin, points to the frost giant, and the Tritones. I'm sure you've heard tell of their performances across all of the lands. You can roll a history check, or you can straight up ignore. Perfect.
Barrick is just kind of over shit right now. He's
You're still head to toe in.
no, the goo is gone for the most part.
Yeah.
But
Still a couple bits.
I am aggravated from the goo.
I would just roll history check on the frost giant, not necessarily.
Sure.
What's history? His intelligence? 15?
50. Not really heard of Kispin.
Okay.
He's like, all right, sure. What brings y'all up to these parts?
We're on a mission from God.
It warms my heart to hear that. Us too.
You don't say. What are you working on?
No, we've heard tell that there are some submarinal communities out in the Shimmering Sea that require aid. So we are steadfast and heading on. Yes.
I'm just gonna just snort.
A snort of
Great.
derision.
Wonderful.
Literally.
So they were traveling east, back the way
They're
they were coming from?
Yep.
So, did you by chance pass through Thorn? Or Thurn?
We passed by Tharn, yeah. Not my kind of digs. A little drab, a little dingy. Not judging, just saying they could use to spruce it up a bit.
Were you the one that had the campfire earlier?
Yeah, probably. We've been camping our way across Jotunheim.
Did you say Tharn?
Tharn, yeah. Tharn's the one that you're headed to. It's the next beacon.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not my cup of tea.
Why did you say that?
Oh, I mean, I'm a fan of the finery. I like some comfortable beds. You know, a warm hearth, good meals. This place just looks as it's again. Everybody's got their own style. It's just not conducive. You know.
The fineries that you acquired.
It lacks the fineries. Good luck. Be on your way.
Yeah. Well, we
We need to go.
Fine and good. Fine and good. Best of luck to you.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure
Might
to
get
meet you all.
sticky that way.
Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, and I will keep an eye out.
Yes, there's some weird stuff around here.
You just kind of like, huh?
Okay.
Good evening, man.
Yeah.
All right.
The good old
Yes,
Midwest
now.
goodbye.
Yes, yeah, all
At
right.
this point, I started walking around them.
This is way. Mm-hmm.
Safe
Oh.
travels.
Fantastic.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Barrick at this point has completely just do not give a shit.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Just this sad, drenched cow.
Not even sad, just pissed.
I wait till we pass and get out of earshot,
Yeah.
and just whisper to everybody else. They're full of it, aren't they? They're hiding something, right? I couldn't be the only one that sensed that.
Roll an insight check.
Will do.
Patty gobshite.
Dirty 20.
There's definitely something off about Rinroder. You can't quite pin it, but yeah, there's definitely something off about him. The rest, no idea. But
How'd you know that
Yeah.
fella?
I did a couple jobs for him in the past, and when I say I did a couple jobs for him, yeah, I did a lot of the work, and he really didn't do much of anything. Are you familiar with
Seems-
the? Yeah, are you familiar with the Harry Potter series? Yeah, there's that one, guy who writes all the books but doesn't do anything. Takes the credits of all their stories. That's him.
He erases their mind with his mace,
Yeah.
clunk.
He's a salesman.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Right. Fantastic.
So what do you want to do about it? I mean, we've got a job to do
Yeah.
this way. They're going the other way. Also, he's a prick, and I don't want to talk to him.
Yeah, no. And that's the thing is, we've got our mission. We'll say a nice prayer for them, and we bet make sure they'll be okay. If not,
Yeah,
the frost giant will be fine. That's
all that matters.
that's all
really.
that matters. Yes.
Also, were there 3 dwarves on the polar bear?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Your
I
eyes.
didn't know if that did anything.
Yeah, no. Those your eyes are still good there.
Okay. Walking.
Right on.
For once, quietly. I'm just
Fantastic.
silent.
Just
What's that?
Barrick's just seething.
There's no commentary. Hey, what's going on?
You make good progress. You can You see in the distance the kind of the end of this stretch of road as the mountains crest down into a bit more plain, valley, foothill kind of terrain. It is late by the time you get to that area. Before you end up making camp, you do get a check-in from Long Haul.
With our sending stones?
Yes. Stone gives a little buzz.
Did somebody say a little buzz?
Hey. Here at the Olden Tower with Daishir, he says hello. You just hear it in the back. Knows a wizard who used an interdimensional stitch spell. Kind of a handy trick. Blend two realities, stitch them together. Our friend here has put a call to this individual to meet us at the rally point at Salt Steps. Fingers crossed that the slippery bugger comes through. End of message. You can reply if
You should
desired.
send back a Roger Dodger.
Roger. So we'll send a message back saying, great, sounds good. On our way to Tharn. I've been saying it all night, all night except for that time. The time that it counts.
Excellent.
You failed to mention an employer during the abridged version.
Friend.
Not an employer, more of a
fellow adventurer.
with more knowledge than we have of the situation in Jotunheim.
Also concerned about creepy things crawling through to our reality. It's gonna be it's a bigger problem than just we can handle. So we're meeting people and we're all gonna convene to solve the problem as one big group.
There are many jobs inside of a hive. I understand.
Roger.
Or buzz.
Does he have a hive mind?
Buzz.
He has a hive mind. Yeah.
Secretly a mind flayer. Wonderful. Anything else before y'all make camp?
Do we notice anything unusual about our location before we make camp?
You make a perception or investigation check as you prepare or scout for a good
You're
spot.
right. I should never roll this dice again.
I don't know why you keep
I
rolling.
got a natural.
Amazing.
I got a nat 1.
Cool.
Pick out the best spot for the tiny hut.
Yes.
All right, these dice are.
Are the bees staying inside with us? I'm just asking.
I mean, yeah, I'm like,
Are
do
they?
you want to see some magic?
They're well behaved. They're
Tiny
fine.
hut. You're more than welcome to join. And your bees.
They will not sting you unless you actively try to destroy their home.
Okay. Well, then that's good to know.
I'm all about saving the bees.
Yeah.
Spend the rest of the night carefully picking out gunk and goo from Barrett's fur.
You gotta like the little comb and
Yeah.
pick it out.
Just like have a teapot on one side and like
They're just like,
and a washcloth. Like,
oh,
have you ever shown cattle?
woolly.
Have some like what was that mane
Mary-
tail?
Yeah.
Maybe,
Ah,
maybe
Nice cheek and slime.
Maybe this'll raise your spirits. And I pull out the bottle of mead from before.
I'm going to just take it.
Doesn't even share.
You said how big was it?
It's like 500 milliliters, half liter.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to, because to me that's nothing. That's just a tiny bottle.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna uncork it and down it.
Be very careful, it's very spicy.
I've had it before. I already know. Roll the Constitution save.
Yep.
Nat 1.
Amazing. Natural 1 on the save.
Get lit.
For how much? You drank the whole bottle?
I drank, yes, the whole bottle.
Slam the whole bottle. I have extra dice. Keegan, do you need me to roll?
No, I've rolled. Okay, that's actually, I rolled pretty low. That's going to be 18 fire damage.
Okay.
You just belch flame.
Yep.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets very toasty warm inside the bubble.
You are radiating, bro.
Maybe it'll help melt goo from your fur.
At least it doesn't come out the other end.
Yeah, not yet.
I'm still fine.
Yeah, you're still good.
I'm just
as good. As you belt that flame, there's a spot of the snow where it kind of like melts out, and you see there's a frozen stiff sock just stuck in the snow.
Okay. I'm just gonna. Sock. Y'all, there's a sock in the snow. Why is there a sock in the snow?
Just gonna be, we're gonna go to bed now.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay, come here.
As
And I'm
Barrick
just
tends to his
he's out in the snow.
yeah, just fantastic. We will pick up with more ice shenanigans in a couple weeks.
Woo!
Huzzah.
Woo! Everybody's together now.
One big friend party.
Yes. Wondrous.